morning. It's Friday, August 19th, and today I'm going to talk about one of the things in my life that I find very important and that I really enjoy. And that's my hybrid electric car. I love the fact that it's quiet and it drives very nicely. It's smooth and it's fast, and I try to avoid going too fast. Well, in the Inflation Reduction Act, they have reinitiated the $7,500 credit for people who buy electric cars. Originally, the automakers were allowed to give credits on 200,000 vehicles that they sold to give out. But now that limit has been removed, so the automakers can now sell more than 200,000 electric cars to people and give them a tax credit. Now that's great. That's great. However, there are eligibility rules for getting the tax credit. So while they're going to give more than 200,000 tax credits out, there are eligibility rules. And that's not unusual. Always comes with some set of rules that you have to abide by. And most of the time it's related to income. And that's what it's related to in this case also. Now, I'm not against giving benefits to lots of people, but I am against certain situations where your income determines the credit that you're going to get. Now, I'm all in favor of helping those who are more in need than I am, but sometimes I think they carry these limits a little bit too far. And don't forget one other thing, that the $7,500 tax credit, which seems like a lot of money, is still a pittance of what these cars are on the market for. Electric cars are not cheap. The cheapest electric car is the Nissan Leaf at about $28,500. And the next cheapest car is a Mini Cooper, which is sells for a little over $30,000. Now, I'm sure, knowing the car makers and the way they operate, those prices are probably the rock bottom price, and the car has very little extras. So you might go in there and want to buy it, but they give it the deluxe model or something, and wing, wang, you're out another $2,000 or something. But nevertheless, that's the lowest price. Now, on the expensive side, we have the Porsche. The Porsche Taycan Turbo S-Cross Turismo, $187,700. And it's available. Or maybe you want the Lucid Grand Tourer car, which comes in at $179,000. In fact, under the eligibility rules, those very expensive cars are not qualified for a $7,500 tax credit. In fact, the price of an electric car cannot be over $55,000 in order to get the $7,500 tax credit. And if you get an electric pickup truck or an SUV, that can't be more than $80,000 in order for you to get the $7,500 tax credit. And then there's the buyer's income level. So an individual person, a single person, cannot earn more than $150,000 a year to qualify for the tax credit. And if you're married, you can earn $300,000 a year and you'll qualify for the tax credit. So you see, it's not easy to get this $7,500 tax credit. First of all, you got to buy the cheaper model, one of the cheaper models. Because I'm telling you, $55,000 from what I looked at is like mid-range car, okay? And as I said before, the cheapest ones are $28,000. So the one thing that I didn't find in the eligibility records is age limitations. I didn't see any age limitations on eligibility. But what I did find out is that my car, which is a plug-in hybrid, not a pure electric car, would not get me a $7,500 credit. It'll get a lesser credit, and they don't mention how much lesser it will be. But nevertheless, there will be a credit if you buy an electric plug-in, which means it runs on gas and then you recharge it at home, or you go to a charging station for the electric part. But it does use some gasoline, and you all know I don't go to the gas station often. Now, there are other requirements with respect to buying and getting this tax. And this law fully takes effect on January 1st, 2023. The vehicles must be assembled in North America, and I'm assuming that means the United States. And the battery components and the battery minerals which are produced must be produced in North America. And beginning in 2023, 40% of the critical minerals used to create a vehicle's battery must be extracted and processed in the United States or a country that has a free trade deal with the U.S. for the vehicle to qualify for these tax credits. And those numbers are going to change. By 2027, they'll be looking at 80% for the battery minerals. And the battery component will be 50% to be manufactured and assembled in North America. Now they're going to start in 2023, and then in 2024 it's going to go up, and then 2025 it's going to go up. And by 2029, that number should be 100% manufactured in the United States. So the credit system is very complicated. And I've already told you about the different pricing in order to qualify for the cars. So that's going to remain unchanged as far as I can tell from reading. Although I suspect as the cars get more expensive, some of these rules may change. And if you can't afford a new electric or a new plug-in, you can get a used one and get a $4,000 credit. That's not bad. That's not a bad deal. Now here's the big kicker that people won't hear right away. Most of the vehicles right now won't qualify for this tax credits until 2023. And most of the vehicle, over 75% of the vehicles being manufactured right now, won't qualify for these tax credits because of the locations that they are being produced in. So it's very strict about North America, where the minerals come from, where the jobs are done. All of that's tied to North America. So while everybody's looking at this and think they're going to get a $7,500 tax credit, it's not going to happen for 100% of the people. It's probably not going to happen for more than 25% of the people who buy the cars. So if you're thinking about this, do your research and don't get caught up in this trap. So that's it. Electric vehicles are a thing of the future. Tax credits are a thing of the future. But there are eligibility rules, and watch out for those rules. See you in the morning. Bye.